Okay, eat this, not that. So this is just part two of some of the few things that you can look at. I know you're going to get really good at this, and it's actually quite fun to try to find things without added sugar. So if you're looking at different like nut milks, reading what is in them, and then just looking at this has zero sugar. And then this one, even though it's organic, it has 6 grams of added sugar per 1 cup. So that's one thing to look for. The next is cereals. So when you're looking at any kind of processed cereals, they're probably going to be more like a treat and have quite a bit of sugar in them. So this one has 8 grams of added sugar, where steel cut oats has zero. So you can make steel cut oats or you can make oatmeal. And then you can put blueberries and cinnamon and walnuts, and it tastes just as sweet and yummy and as satisfying as having kind of a candy bar in the morning. The next thing is pasta sauce. So I know I've talked about pasta sauce a lot, but just making your own pasta sauce, but it can still come from cans. Like sometimes it feels overwhelming for me to think about how many tomatoes I'd have to buy and then, all of the different things. But when you get, and of course, be careful with the canned food not to have high sodium, and then also BPA lining. But when you're looking at this is 0 grams of added sugar. And then, like I said, this one has 7 grams of sugar and has organic sugar in it. So I'm not. It's hard for me to speak to alternative sugars. Like I said, I am an uh, advocate for like putting dates in for sweeteners. Like if you're making like your own milk, or if you're making whatever. I think that like using like apples from applesauce and using like natural sweeteners like that is much better. This one is coconut nectar, and it's got a low glycemic index. And so even though it has 13 grams of sugar, it has 0 grams of added sugar. So it's only from the coconut tree sap nectar. So it's more natural, and same with like date sugar. Monk fruit sugar has no sugar in it, and stevia has no sugar in it, but it is highly processed, and there's kind of contradictory studies on how it affects actually our craving and the craving center in our body for craving more sweets and sugar. So you'll have to do a little bit more research on that if you love those. But just trying to think about eating things a little bit more plain and with not as much sweetness in it. And like you've probably seen, like when you're doing a cleanse and you stop eating sugar completely and then you bite into an apple, you're like, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. But if you're eating after, say, a holiday and you've had tons of like cakes and pies or cookies or whatever that is, then you bite into an apple, it doesn't taste as sweet. So winging yourself off sugar first, and then adding in just the natural sweet is so much better. So another thing to really look for is when you're adding things to your smoothies that it doesn't have added sugar in it, because if you're having obviously a yummy smoothie, you want it to be as healthy as possible. So this Aura brand has no sugar added, no sugar at all. So that's another thing to look for. So just start being really good at reading labels. This is just organic soy milk, and it has 0 grams of added sugar and 1 gram of just natural sugar. So that's fine. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful, you guys. Again, just start getting good at reading labels. Try to crowd out sugar as much as you can, with also like bitter taste. So sometimes like herbal teas, um, this like dandelion tea has been really been known to like help curve the cravings for sugar. Cinnamon helps with the cravings for sugar too. So adding some of these natural spices, herbs, teas, tonics can help you withdraw from sugar. And if you are sugar addicted, wean yourself off slowly because it can be dangerous because your blood sugar is something that you really want to pay attention to. And if you just quit sugar cold turkey, it's almost like the effects of different drugs. So it's better to eat like fruit, lots of fruit, and then be as healthy as possible. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it was helpful. Please take maybe this week and journal just how many grams of sugar you're getting so you can really see the truth on how you are with the national average of your sugar intake. Bye. Thank you.